There's not enough hems in the world. No, you can't. You can't just miss that because of. It's a new stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are live again. With the after the 15-minute break from Halo, finishing that up, we're back to Trails to Azure. Okay, do I gotta click over here again? Come on, right? Controller. There we go. Hey YouTube, hold on. I'll explain this. Hey YouTube, if you're watching this, all two viewers that do. I'm not pretending it's the first stream of the day. It's not. I've already jumped to that conclusion. But it's a new game stream. I took a break, got a beer, So it's for the YouTube. So it's just so it all doesn't look silly. Anyways, I wouldn't either, right? Exactly. We are budding turmoil still. 150 saves in. I can't remember what. Oh, that's right. We entered the forest. That no, you don't. Things went terrible. Where were we going here? What was the plan here? Still got to go over to St. Ursula Medical College. There never was a one. No. I feel like it's too bright now. Well, now I look probably too orange. That's right, the train derailment. So the blue flowers growing around in the forest probably just appeared recently. We need to proceed with caution. That's right. Where is that Baker character? He told me which way we're gonna go, and we've already ruined it. Congratulations on being up at the 9th, Munstrom Knox. Yes, Quebec has a curfew. That's where Montreal is. Oh, bananas. Where are we supposed to... Oh, great. I feel like this might be the way. I can't remember now. Yeah, they shut down relatively... what? Oh, God. It was before Christmas, I want to say. Before the holidays. That's sort of one of those main number of things that are just different. Much like how it is in the States, I guess one could argue. It's each state, each province does their own thing. It's a good thing I'm in the States. Right, exactly, yeah, of Ohio's? No, we're not. I'm in Canada land of how that works. But, so, like, what time do I have to be in by? I don't, but I believe they're doing by 8 p.m.? It sounds so silly. Did any state in the U.S. have a... I can't picture any state having a curfew. They would lose their minds. They would lose their minds. I mean, I think they sort of played with it being a possibility here in Ontario, but no, that's not what I wanted. I can so we've been that way. Okay, well, there was a chest that we grabbed. Okay, there's curfews for other things before, but not the pandemic. Okay, so we had come from this way. I don't know, like... Oh. This will eventually lead to something, I feel, as we beat off a bunch of owls. Hooty hoot! Guardian of the Force. Its eyesight is so sharp that it can even turn enemies to stone. Oh, that's, that sounds wonderful. We should probably have them not do that. It's hard to get Americans to do anything. They can't even wear masks without getting upset and shooting each other. I've watched CNN, Fox News, and all that stuff. Like, it's... Unfortunately, that looks like that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. They feel like they're infringed upon their rights, I guess. I don't know. I'm not American. I need an American to explain why they feel that way. Just a piece of cloth. over top of your mouth to keep everyone else so they don't get sick. But oh god. Well, at least he didn't turn me to stone. He just made me blind as a bat. That's great. Brandy, also missing. Fantastic. Hey, you want to go 3 for 3? Okay. Well, we made him vanish, so that was the end of that. Oh, lordy. Okay, everyone leveled up. Level 70, yeah, their right to breathe. Is it that hard to breathe with the mask on? I never found too many issues with it, but I will say, it sucks. This has gone on long enough. You know, for 2 years, it sucks that we're all in and you know, thinking that like, oh, maybe this will come to an end eventually. Like we really were thinking that. Like within the last, I would say, before this Omicron variant came out. Well, so I'll bounce in, and I don't know if it was Fauci that said it. I know multiple governments have said it, but the thing that really screwed them at the beginning, if you can remember when at the very beginning when COVID was just in its infancy, and they said you don't need to wear masks. Do you remember when they said that? And it wasn't because of it wasn't because they did not want you to wear a mask, but they didn't tell you that. The problem was they wanted you to save the PPE for the healthcare workers. Fair enough. But had you just have gone out and would have said that, I think it wouldn't have caused the big matter. Because you still see, I still see on Twitter of people bitching, moaning, complaining about the whole mask thing, and if I think that sours them, they bring that up as their take, right? They go, well, you know, they told us at the beginning we didn't need to wear one. Now I gotta wear one. What the hell? Like, just wear one. Do your part. Get vaccinated. Wear a mask when you're outside. Not outside. Well, I mean, look, I don't want to tell people when to wear their mask outside, but I mean, you know, when you're around other people, because just like Quickly said, people have lost lives over this. Thank God they didn't get that vanish move in on me. I hate when they do that crap. Oh, now you're gonna poison me too, like a jerk? Oh, I mean, I knew these guys were jerks, but I didn't know they were that big of jerks. But, well, here we are. Am I allowed to ask you how you're doing again, how your weekend was quickly? Because it is technically a new stream, right? To the YouTube people that watch it, to them, it's a new day. Yes, it is. Or are we... do I want to go... I should have watched the previous stream to see if I went down or up. Oh, well, I guess we'll know rather quickly. Ooh, I see a death coming down there, and I don't want to have anything to do with that death. So, do we just do it? Yeah. Chelsea, if you're vaccinated boosted, you really have nothing to worry about, but you still wear a mask inside places at this point. Right, but you're wearing it inside because there's the possibility that you can still transmit it even though you've been vaccinated. Being vaccinated doesn't prevent you. I don't know where people are getting the thought that being vaccinated is makes it so you don't get COVID. That's not really the way that sort of works. It's so you don't end up in the hospital overloading the hospitals, right? That's the whole point. Still got to wear a mask because you could end up, you know, infecting someone who maybe is unable to get vaccinated, and you don't want them to get sick. But yes, people are dumb everywhere, it would seem, unfortunately. So can we attack all these owls? No, that's... Okay, okay, you want to join in on this? Oh, or do we... No, we can't. Well... Let's give it a whirl. A Star Blast. How is Chelsea in this morning? You missed the first stream. You missed the first one. We finished Halo. That's all said and done. No credits. So I had to go up and we grabbed a beer because I'm on vacation, so... No, it was only about an hour and 15 minutes. No, no, no. That was all it was. Just an hour and 15 minutes, and obviously I could stream for far longer than an hour and 15 minutes. So that was the way we went. Okay, I need like a chest or something so that I know if I'm going the right way, the wrong way. Oh, this is just terrible. How are you today, Chelsea? With anime time happening, of course. People are dumb everywhere, but the U.S. seems to have a surplus of dumb. Every country, every place has their dumbos. Okay, so I feel like we've been this way and we didn't do anything. So we're gonna go back down here and try to right the ship. Listen to you in the background while I finish up some work. Wolf's in a meeting. Internet went down for a little bit, but all is well now. Ah, the internet. So in other words, the squirrels, but we're poking and prodding at the internet and just made it go away. Glad to hear you're doing well. Don't poke my eye out. Oh, you cheese doodle. You just had to go and do that, didn't you? Okay. Well, now that we're all oh, and then you're gonna. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, now that guy. Oh, okay. Didn't realize that guy was back up, and I knew that was gonna miss. I knew that was gonna miss. Hey, at least that missed. That's great. What is this doing? Is this murdering somebody? Oh, now you get a critical. Are you gonna miss it? Oh, it doesn't even strike you. Great stuff. All right, analyze energy circuit. There's what we need. Just heal everybody up. Make sure everyone's doing well. Oh, I was like, where the hell did I put my phone? I might need that for when Hyundai calls. How about a raging spin? There we go. Oh, you still can't murder everybody? Okay. Monster. Oh, a monster egg. Okay, now we're still going down. Down. Okay, now the only question here is, now, did I go this down? Do I need to go this way? Oh, God. Oh. Of all the times that I would like to have 4 owls to murder because we're getting good experience from them, is the time that it just was like, you know what, here's one. Here's one. Now I feel like I look a little too Donald Trumpy. Just turn down the lights just a touch. That's the wrong button. What does that do? No one knows. That's probably it. Ugh. See... Wait, oh no, wait, I had to have come from this way. That's right, I remember that. Okay, now, oh, this is what led around to that treasure chat. Oh, Jesus, I am lost. I am lost. Oh, wait, super lost. Oh, God. No, did I come? Oh, okay, sure. That's something. Of course, this could have been just where we entered the area, and then this just bub-kissed over everybody. Let's get a save in there. 151 saves. I never would have thought. There we go. Perfect. Okay, we went from being lost for the first 20 minutes of the stream to finding ourselves to right the ship, as we say. Cheers to righting ships. Don't write on ships, though. You'll get you in trouble for that. Seems so. Never came this far during my training, though. There probably wasn't a dead end here, but this is where they probably set up shop. You know, Lloyd? So... An animal trail? Like a zoo? Except for a free-for-all? Well, they fall about a month ago. Yeah, because that's before Randy had joined on up with our hit parade. That was sort of where we met him and... I can't remember who the other girl was that was training with him. You're detecting a presence nearby. Uh-oh, those cat ears are going... Bloop, bloop, bloop. You know, just gotta be aware of that. Uh-oh, it's coming right for us. Is someone laughing at us? Oh, always, Randy. You guys really thought that you could waltz on in here like you own the place. I mean, I know. Hence the title. Yeah, he wasn't too old either. 65. Who is there? I don't know who's there. But don't tell me this is the real culprit. Someone controlling them monsters all along? I remember the time, like, I want to say it was... Was it the Dave Chappelle movie? I never really knew too much of Bob Saget outside of Full House, right? Everyone knew of him as, like, the typical 90s dad from Full House. And it wasn't until, I want to say, like, there's, like, a Dave Chappelle movie where you're like, oh, he's in this, like, oh, wait, like, he's, like, he's a dirty comic. A funny, dirty comic. It didn't say. So, he could have just dropped dead. I mean, he lived a pretty fast life early on in his life, and he didn't dick around about that either. He was pretty open about, basically like in the 80s, hitting, with having a little fun with the white powder, if you want to go that way, but yeah, you never know what type of toll that could have been. It could have been anything, right? I mean, God, people drop dead at far earlier in life, but he's not funny at all. He only had the one joke, which was, "I'm Bob Saget, watch me swear." I found Bob Saget hilarious, and I thought his stand-up was fantastic. Differing opinions. Now, mind you, that can work for you, right? I think that was part of it, right? The fact that maybe people thought they were seeing the America's Funniest Home Videos guy in Full House, and they're like, oh, like, he's funny, but, we can see some good solid, family-friendly comedy, and then he opens up with a dick joke or something, right? Tell you a funny Bob Saget joke. I don't have any. If you could just put in, tell me a funny blank comedian joke there, I couldn't tell you anybody's jokes. But to me, he was funny. I've seen his stand-up. It won't carry you through more than 10 minutes of stand-up. I would argue he had a good career. People wanted to see him. It worked for him. So if we remember, this was the demon that I believe was being kept in a basement, and it was somebody with a sword. They were in a shadow sort of realm there. Sort of like, I recognized the sword, but I couldn't tell who it was, and then they turned into this giant thing. So I can't remember. They are from either the Trails from Zero or from the Legend of the Heroes Trails in the Sky series. One of the two. I recognize that sword. It didn't look so big there. And he's not telling me his name. He wasn't in any particular stand-up show. He would just go and do spots. Like, he'd travel around just like any comic would. Is that what I think it is? That is it's just impossible, right? Same thing as the Gnosis demonization. Yes, if you thought that the Gnosis had gone away, you'd be wrong. We didn't get rid of that, so. Wald? Is that... Oh, I was trying to think of the name. I don't think it's Wald. But we got to fight a demon with a six-pack and furry legs. Does he classify as half a furry right there? It is Wald. Wald's the guy that ran the one of the things in Crossbell. He's taking all the wind out of Betty White's death. Oh, I mean, we lost so many. Like, you know, like Norm Macdonald was another one that died at the end of last year, relatively. You know, there was a lot of people who didn't say he was funny, right? But I feel like same with Bob Saget. You sort of had to get his comedy a little bit. Like, I found Norm Macdonald, he could be dry, and if someone you know, just came in and didn't know who Norm Macdonald, they probably would say he was a pretty dry comic, not really funny. I don't think they said how Saget died. I think both Bob Saget and Norm Macdonald both had immense talent in the comedy realm. Now, mind you, I would say someone who's not been as funny as they think they are lately, Joe Rogan. That guy is almost like doubled down on, I mean, of course he's got the most popular podcast in the world, but I wouldn't say like he was overly funny. I watched a couple of his specials on Netflix. He's got some good material, but he's like doubled down on the podcast thing, and it's like opened up like he really is like a, like, oh, like you're actually like this. I thought this was just like a joke thing. Okay. Shut the hell up. Don't tell us to shut up. You shut up. This guy's telling us to shut up. Are you the one who caused the train to derail? Now, it would make sense. He's got some claws. He's got a sword or a baton or something. He can go, and call it a day. Maybe run into a few things, but I'm gonna think he was. Luckily, there was no casualties. I believe just 6 people were injured, so yeah. Yeah. Do I honestly think some puny monsters could have done something? Yes, if they would have all joined up at once, there is the direct possibility that they could have done that. You know, like if they would have made like Voltron Monster Energy Drink or something, like one of those. The only living creature with that much power is me, Wald Wales. Oh, that's nice. He's our other WW. Not Walter White, not Walt Whitman, Wald Wales. How terrible indeed. Yes. Oh, that's good. That's very good. And hey, since you came all the way out here for a little old me, you say to getting this little party started, right? I'll beat it into you and I'll show you just how far above you I really am. Crap indeed. Bullshit, Lloyd. Well, oh, come on. Did he honestly just tell us a Joker quote? Why so serious, Wazy? Really? Really? I won't kill you. I'm just gonna beat you to a pulp. Gotta appreciate that we're not gonna get murdered here. So he's just out to beat us up, so that we can savor what real power tastes like. Ooh. I feel like it probably tastes really good. What is that you said there, sir? I didn't catch that. Okay, so we're gonna analyze this guy up. You know, we're gonna figure out something. So let's do as we do. And La Crest. Just get everyone covered. Make sure he doesn't bash anyone back, though, or anything like that. But, so he's gonna walk, but to, okay, yep. Oh, that's a good whack. Okay. So, alright, so whether or not that works, I don't know. We'll see, I'd rather use Tio's Analyze, because I know that'll work. I find that so funny. So you nailed them, but you can't. Okay. So her Analyze will drop the defense even more and do a couple other things there. Yeah, the ADF, that was it. And we're gonna get an idea of what he hates. He's demonized by the Nanosis. Wields his chain sword like it's nothing. Okay. Fine. All right, now what do we got here to murder this guy with? Space? The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. What is not going to work on this guy? Basically, can we get a delay in there? Is that something that can work? I don't think it is. Let's see if it does. Resist. Okay. We do have the burst, which I'm going to utilize. That works out well. Because that way everyone's going to react and act and do those fun things. Let's encourage everybody. There we go. And then we'll use some photon shoots. As long as we have. There we go. Yeah, sure. There's the damage we were looking for. Sure. Oh wait, you don't have it? Had to step away for a minute, but I'm back now. Hope I didn't miss you trying to talk. No, not at all. Not at all. You haven't missed a thing. Can we slow him down? Oh, that's a thing. That's a thing. There we go. Chrono down. Remember to speed up to clock down? Remember how we did those things? I haven't even clocked myself up. How dare we not even think about that? All right. Some wonderful thing. Can we blind this man? No. There is no blinding that man. That's okay. It happens. Chrono Drive. Yes, there we go. That's it. I love this. I always feel like a dick when no. I always say I'm happy that anyone's watching me. Quite frankly, literally, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. I'm just hoping this guy isn't gonna pull some fast jazz at me here. You know what I'm saying? Some nice shots are going on here. It's wonderful. It's magical. What are we gonna do? Oh, you don't even have one. I mean, should we just see what that's gonna do? Of course. Why not? I'm sorry. What did you say? I couldn't hear you with the. You gotta do the Hulk Hogan thing. Oh, cheese doodles. Oh my god, he just kicked us like we were okay, yep. Can you stop? Okay. And dead, right? Dead? Could be. I think we had the defense. Oh my god! He hit us all for like like one of those like Final Fantasy things, like 999999. Like when did? Okay. I was gonna say like that was one of those like that ain't happening type of things. Well, Have I become too strong? It would appear so. I mean, you don't want to stick your dick in that. Lloyd, luckily, is alive to say words here. We're all back up and fine here. Didn't make a well. I want to say, to be fair, we made a dent or two, but nothing to write home about, right? No, still nothing. No, still okay. Doesn't gotta be so cold today. Well, what's wrong, Wazy? Well, I mean, we couldn't compare there. You gonna spew some witty remark, grin with that stupid pretty boy face of ours, like we always do, or gonna have a little more fun to shut you up. Now, he did say he wasn't gonna kill us, but then looked like he actually killed us there. Despite that, we're all standing there. Where did you get your hands on Gnosis? The blue pill. Where did that happen? Where did that spew out from? I feel like maybe he was just like, Bradley Cooper in Limitless, and just has like little baggies of Gnosis just everywhere. Keeping some underneath, in the nightstand and in the bathroom, side pocket of the suit, underneath the oven, all these things. Sure. The supply manufactured by Falcom should have been disposed of, except for the samples taken for anal assist. So right there, either we didn't destroy all of the supplies manufactured by Falcom, I think that's how you say his name, or we gotta dive on into this lab thing because someone took it. Where'd you get it? Tell us. Tell us as a proper villain where you got the drugs from. You have to tell us. That's how all these things work. That's how movies work, shows, games. You as the villain, tell us, you want to know how I did it before I murder you? Here's how I did it, right? And don't be stupid. This power is nothing to do with that drug. Oh. Well, I'm glad that we got to the bottom of that. So okay, no drugs are involved. It's just the trigger. This power came from inside me, punks. The drug just helps bring it out. So, we're still taking a little bit of the blue pill. And it works when you're ready. Right? That's the saying. Does not seem like he is going to go berserk. Yeah, he's not going to lose it. Right? Who's this? Watch out for them monsters! Half monster, half furry. Oh. Oh, so Muriel. That was the girl that Randy offered to have a shower with during training. She wasn't not too interested, but also she didn't say no. So it could have went either way for our friend Randy. Maybe they did shower. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know what these bunch of people with guns are gonna do. We're the special support section. We're ready to tackle anything. And you guys with your pretty little guns, I mean, unless you're just backing us up here, maybe. I don't know. If I've got to keep you kids alive, that's not what I'm interested in. We came as fast as we could, but well, what is that? Wait, what were they repairing? Just more bodies to add up, I guess, right? Oh, you're gonna call it quits for today. Oh. But how convenient that is. Where are you gonna go run off to? Do you have a home or something? Go rest up in your mansion for Demon Walled or what? Better give me a challenge next time we meet. Oh, I'll give it a whirl. For some reason in the back of my head, I can't picture what Wald's looked like. And I want to just get it back in my head of what he looked like. Do I have a home? Jordan the Caring... you have to care for him. Okay, so Wald Wales... Okay, that's who he was. He was the guy with the saber vipers. That's right. That's okay. So now he's become really mean. Is this a bot? No, he kicked our ass. I think it's the introduction of a boss per se. So Walled Wales, who the demon is a human. He was in charge of. Did I already get rid of it? I've already forgotten this. I feel so stupid. I did. God damn it. He was in charge of the Saber Vipers in Crossbell. You know how there's these two there's the two like rival gangs in the downtown district. One is like the Trinities and one is the Saber Vipers. He was in charge of the Saber Vipers. Wheezy worked for the other one, the Trinity ones, and they sort of like bumped heads, but they sort of got along together. But you can see how we're having this conversation go over. So, look, Muriel, I understand you have guns, you know, celebrating your Crossbellion's Second Amendment rights or whatever. But missiles now we owe. I don't think these are even gonna tickle him. Okay, they might keep him at bay. Or they might just annoy him. He might even stub his toe out of this. Yeah, that's, you know, it's always great when they just chuckle at you, right? You're so weak. Oh. And dead. We're all dead. Wait, does he have the power to fly? Is he like Lucy Lawless? Since when can she fly? Remember, I'm Lucy Lawless, not Xena the Warrior Princess. No, he just jumped away. Okay, well that was good. And now, you know, the sun's gonna shine on through the trees. Everything's back to normal. We can wash our hands of it, call it a day, right? Our game is over. That's good, right? Well, we searched the vast, dense forest for the demonized Walled Wales. Obviously, we didn't find him because he just ran away and jumped away, and no fruit was bored. Well, we returned to the city around midnight, fell asleep so tired that we forgot to eat the hot... Oh, no! She made din din for us, and we forgot to eat it. Now, mind you, I think she's an understanding little girl. She's 500 years old, but she'll understand. If you get home around midnight and you're exhausted, I really don't think you're going to want din din. Now, look, we've all been to Taco Bell at 1 or 2 in the morning and ordered everything on the menu there. And then you woke up at 3 in the morning and shit yourself. We've all been there, right? I remember Wolfslayer told me a specific story that he actually did that. And he's done that on numerous occasions, actually. So... you know, unfortunately, he might not be here to maybe wage that story in the proper way. But it was a private conversation that I'm letting out right now. That he pooped himself. We all do. Some of us did it when we were much younger. You know, like babies. He did it last week. So, you know, that's fine. Why were we in 2 different areas? Was there not enough room? Like, we already came back to Crossbell. Could we have not gone back to the headquarters and just slept in our own beds? Like, or is this the new day and we were having a conversation with them? Is that what happened? I feel like I should have been involved in that. I mean, we know that. We visited these guys quite some time ago. No, I didn't shit myself last week. You know, someone else did. Wolfslayer. Too much Taco Bell. Swoony. Keeping his distance from his boy. So it's almost like as if he knows, like, that he, yeah. Don't want to hurt your boys, right? Well, they seem desperate. I don't even remember the last time either of us had Taco Bell. So maybe you were not around, maybe. It was last week for him. He pulled up 2 or 3 in the morning. Went go, you know, I'll have all of it. And you know, they gave him many boxes, many hot sauces. And then, you know, I don't know. I'm not one to make up stories. Okay, that's the truth, and you know it. It's funny. I just remembered off the top of my head because Mrs. P just messaged me. She wanted to know if they had the if the shuttle was running at the dealership. And of course, like I made my appointment to get my car worked on online, and so you basically just tell them what you need done, and then you sort of pick like, hey, am I going to wait around in the dealership? Am I going to or get a shuttle or whatever, right? Or call me later. So I picked a shuttle. Now the last time that I had work done on my car to get an oil change done, they told me like, oh, like, you know, because I did the same thing. They're like, oh, the shuttle's not working because of COVID. I'm like, but you have it as an option. Like, people are specifically picking it so that you drive me back home and pick me back up. That's part of like the agreement type of thing. So then I got there again today, and I sort of had an idea. I dropped it off early as soon as they opened up. And I'm like, so I'm going to assume there's no shuttle today? And the guy just looked at me like I had 30 heads. And I'm like, he's like, no? I'm like, oh, I'm like, because, you know, it's an option on your website when you make an appointment. You know, as an option to take me home and pick me up when my car's done. They're like, oh, we haven't offered that in months. I'm like, I know, but like, why don't you update your website so it's not a stupid option? Like, oh, so you gotta pay $20 goddamn dollars for an Uber, and then I have to pay 20 for it back. That's it. That's my rant for the day. Not a big rant. No, I don't secretly work at Taco Bell. I worked at a KFC, which now, like, I think, like, those are, like, part of the whole big triple things now. Like, aren't there restaurants in America that have, like, the Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and KFC all together now? Hello. Speak of the devil, of course. Yes, KFC was before the Future Shop. KFC, what I would like argue, was like my first job. Yeah. Now, of course, my car is done. Of course, they didn't have the part for my backup camera, so that has to get done another time. We don't know what the connection between then and now was. What changed? Well, better question is, where the hell did he get his hands on the Gnosis? Oh, nothing happened to my car. Just the normal, you know, scheduled maintenance, oil change, hit that many kilometers, miles. And there was a recall on my engine or something. Nothing major that had to be done. But then my screen for, like, you know how your touch screen thing, every time I went into reverse, it blue screened for reverse. So I guess they had to order me a new camera, but they didn't have any in stock. Get them in stock! Yeah. Did I get fat off of free chicken? Do I look like I may have been fat at any point in my life? No, I didn't get fat. I worked there when I was like 16 to like maybe 19. I would never work in fast food ever again. And it's not even as bad as it is now. Like, you hear of everyone just like, you hear of places like you pull up to a drive-thru and there's a giant sign that says, we don't have any staff, we're closed because people are pieces of shit. I could have been fat. How would I don't know. No, I've never been fat per se, I guess. Just the cold of the rain, is that it? No. Yes. I've already asked Abbas and the others to continue gathering info. Let's put Wald to the side for now and return to the SSS building. Oh, absolutely. But I'm saying, like, so I just wouldn't work in fast food because, like, it was I want to say it was a shitty job. I got to work with a couple of friends, from high school that made it go by a little bit. And then, just a few, 20 hours a week at most type of thing. But in all honesty, I worked harder at that job than any other job combined I've ever had. For and I started at $6 an hour. I told you I'm old. Yeah, $6.50, something like that. It's ridiculous. That was the minimum wage for students. I'm a fucking dinosaur. Well, thanks for the food.
Yeah.
Man, porridge hits the spot when you're freezing. Yeah, so was this the hot pot that Kia did? Must have been. If I'm going to direct my son, when he wants to get a first job type of thing. I know retail is not that much better, and again, when I worked retail at Future Shop, again, it wasn't like fast food is now, and people are there were people that were shitty to the retail workers when I worked there, but I felt like it wasn't as bad as it is today. But I would absolutely direct him to work in something like retail as opposed to food service. Yeah, I think the only thing that maybe working in food service gives you is a little bit of an appreciation of how hard work can truly be. Did I ever have a paper route? I did, but it wasn't like a paper route that you would think of in like I wasn't driving around in or riding a bike throwing papers at people's houses. I got one where I specifically delivered papers. It was called the Free Press, inside the apartment building I lived in. So super easy. Never had to go outside. Just threw them at every single person's door. I remember like that. Oh, that's funny that you bring that up. I remember like that was a problem of like, so I would just do it like it had to be done like before a Friday. Like the things would come in on like they'd come in on like a had to be done for Wednesday, and they would come in on like a Sunday. So at first I was always just like, lazy Sunday. I deliver them. And I remember I got a complaint from the guy that ran the route was saying like, because it's supposed to be delivered on Wednesday, there's flyers and shit in it. So people were going out and then bitching like, oh, I got this thing and it's not good till Wednesday. Apparently people can't fucking read. So then I waited like, hey, you gotta wait till Tuesday to deliver them. I'm like, okay, well maybe stop delivering them on fucking Sunday. How about that? But anyways, so then I remember like, apparently at certain times when I would deliver it, I never did it at weird times, but I would deliver it like maybe the latest would have been 8 p.m. Just something that worked out for me. And then I remember the guy would complain again. He's like, apparently I'm making too much noise at night by putting it into their mail slot. I'm like, okay, fine. Do you have another idea of how I could deliver it? And the guy just said, just drop it in front of their door. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I could do that. So then I'm just like flying, I'm running down the hallways. I'm probably like, gotta be like 13 at the time, probably 12. Running up and down the hallways, just going boom, 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 throwing them against their doors. Couldn't give a rat's ass. And I'd always hear like in the background, someone's door would open, probably to bitch at me that I slammed the paper against their door. But I'd already booked it down the hallway to get down to the stairs to go down to the next level. That was the end of that, so. Direct me to get the weird outlying jobs like I did. Clean cars or use car lots, clean cars for rental cars. Yeah, like something like that where like it's not too hard of work, but yeah, something easy. You made absolute bank. Bank's good to make. Bank is good to make.
I
mean, I would like to think that maybe by the time he decides to get a job, like at my work, not that I would want him to work at my work, but they do have student jobs in the summer. You can make bank, but it is in one of the worst areas to work, and I don't know why on earth they put student workers in these jobs. Maybe because no one else wants to do them. I don't know, but Jesus, it's into the coke ovens where we make cocaine. Paid for your own braces as a high schooler, 4,800 off, and paid them early. Jesus! Braces are expensive. Exactly, he could do that as well, quickly. He could do. I'm gonna try to guide him so that he doesn't have to work there. The pay's okay. The time off is good. Just to let you know that the Walled Whales case is still being investigated by the CGF. Don't dwell on it too much, of course. Yeah, well, what are we gonna do? Chase off a demon who's running off with a large erection into the forest, or what? Oh well, he still managed to acquire the Gnosis somehow, so we might want to get to the bottom of that. Are we getting back to proper police work again? When did this happen? No matter what. Alrighty. Well, Second Division is already on the case. Oh, we'll wrap our hands up on this one. We can go back to playing Pom Pom Party. Point being, trust him and don't push the issue by being impatient. Yeah, now I will say to it, think of my job just as any normal. I do other things other than just be a fireman. Firemen in the city don't really fight a lot of fires nowadays. I would argue they're more showing up to medical calls than they are ever going to fires. It's more so the same thing, although we don't even really have a lot of medical calls either, which is good. You don't want to see people getting hurt. But it's just like that's why people have a little bit of problems nowadays with firefighters. Like, oh yeah, they have a dangerous job per se, but they're really not doing the job that it was in the 80s and maybe even early 90s, like where you're fighting a fire maybe a little bit more often and making sense, and not knowing of the chemicals you're dealing with. Like you're paying a lot of these guys to, you're paying them for their knowledge, but not necessarily what they're out doing, because a lot of them are just, they're just sitting there watching TV and sleeping. That's why a lot of the big push nowadays of, like, maybe in your city, like, you have a 24-hour fire shift. Like, if you work for the city in a fire hall, most of them are 24-hour shifts. But you're sleeping for, getting your 8 hours. You're not doing a lot. You may be going to a lot of medical calls. You're doing stuff. But I mean, like, it's where they're making six figures, at least in Canada or in Ontario. They're making very good money here. I don't know what it is in America. Maybe they're not as well paid as they are up here. But it's a gold mine up in Hamilton, Ohio, London, England. It's ridiculous what they make. So there's always a lot of complaints anytime the city's got to go out, and they always argue, oh, we need more money because we need overtime pay and we need to pay the salaries, and they have a ridiculously good pension. And it always comes back and, like, we don't have the money for this. Like, this is how cities go bankrupt, quite frankly. It is. It gets a little obnoxious at how much you pay these people. But I digress. One day, it'll just be like, we can't afford it anymore. Something's got to give. So your braces were $5,000 total. Insurance, as shitty as it's always been here, didn't cover fuck all because yours weren't a medical necessity. Wait, don't people normally get braces because they're medically necessity? Like, you get them because your teeth are going to start coming, and that's going to be a problem later on in life. The queen don't make mistakes, right? No. I mean, God forbid a teenage girl doesn't want gapped. Right, and then that would be a problem later on, right? I never understood why, and this goes for everywhere, even little old Canada where we have free healthcare, if you want to call it that. I mean, it's still paid for in our taxes. Regardless, why isn't dental and vision part of that package, right? Like, instead you have to go and get private insurance or whatever to have that paid for and taken care of. They're a bunch of crooks. Only one of the tracks was functional by yesterday evening, but they managed to restore the other overnight. Look at that, them railroad workers working nice and hard. And finished without any hassles. Thank goodness we can get back to shipping people out of here. Crane's Continental Railroad is an important method of transportation chaos would ensure if it was still non-operational. Why aren't medicine and medical practices just free, but most of America isn't ready for that conversation? I never understood that. I've heard from Americans their take on why they don't want something like what Canada, I can't even say that, much like the rest of the world has, right? And I've heard the arguments. The argument is, I don't want my taxes to go up. I love how that one's been already put to bed, because you guys generally pay, if not more, in taxes and into your insurance than we do in taxes, and still get all of that fun stuff. There's of course the defense that you guys are paying for your military, therefore it can't afford that. But I've heard, like, God, you could take like 5% of your military budget and still give everyone free healthcare, something like along that lines. I probably just made up that number out of it, but you could take a number off of that. But then you can't drop bombs on people as efficiently if you drop that. I don't know how it works. And then also there's the thought that if it goes to a free healthcare system, that you are going to somehow get not as good healthcare as you currently are getting. A lot of people bring up with Canada that we don't have very good healthcare. We have one of the best healthcare systems. But what people hear is like wait times is a big thing. And I don't know whether in America wait times are as big of a deal as they are here. But what they do in Canada here, it's a little bit more of a triage situation, if you want to think of it that way. If you need medical attention now, like you're gonna have something that is gonna kill you in days, you'll be taken care of immediately. And at no cost to you. They will take care of you. Like if you need need to have open heart surgery, there's no like waiting on it like for months and months of time because your visa doesn't work. That doesn't happen. You get seen and operated on immediately. Now, if it's something like cosmetic or something that like, hey, you can live with this for a little bit, it's not a problem. That's the type of stuff that gets pushed back on. And that would sort of cause that conversation of people get annoyed of like, a lot of people you hear is like, I need the new hip, I need the new knee. These are older people. They have those things. And they bitch like, oh, why is it taking 6 months for me to get it? Well, it's because I'm watching you play hockey with apparently a bad knee or a bad hip. If it was so bad that you couldn't be walking on it, they'd get you that new knee immediately. Okay, like that's where you can see where that conversation can go and where people can get annoyed or mad. Now, the argument to that on the opposite end of had you been in the States and you had really good insurance or your Visa card was unlimited, you could probably find a doctor that could do that knee surgery on you immediately. And you'd be back up and ready to go in a few weeks, right? That's where that comes to. At least that's the way I've been taught. But that's the rant. Not even a rant. I'm just telling you how it goes. This is just a long lead up to announce that Wolf and I are actually moving to Canada. Welcome. Yeah. You'll fit right on into Hamilton, Ontario, London, England. You get the best of both worlds, I guess. Of course we should check the terminal for support requests. Today's batch come on in, so it's a new day. So we're going to probably finally be able to go to St. Ursula Medical College. I hope that one didn't end. Otherwise I'm going to be mad. Uh-oh. A phone call? Are we the Ghostbusters? Poor Zed isn't even eating his wet food or dry food or kibble, whatever the hell you want. We don't know. Like, I've always heard the thing in the States of like, is your medical coverage is like directly associated with your job, right? Like that's why everyone like oh, you can't just get up and lose your can't leave your job because then you lose your health care. And then if you relying upon your health care, if you have needs of prescriptions and whatnot, you need to work your shitty job to have your shitty health care. I don't know. Like here in Canada, even if you're homeless, you still will get taken care of medically. They don't care. That's it. There's no association with my job or anything like that. Like I have separate insurance. I have private insurance through my work that allows me to get other things like dental and vision that aren't covered by our free healthcare, but that's pretty much like everywhere around the world, essentially. If you're rich here, it's no problem. If you're the average citizen, you got to go make an appointment for a week or two out, pay crazy insurance premiums, co-pays, and then God forbid you got to take an ambulance ride. And God forbid you want to have a baby. Yikes. Good fucking luck on that. Isn't it, like I've always heard, isn't it just easier to not pay the bill? Like, I don't know, maybe they can garnish your wages or take your home. I don't know. But I've always heard, like, on Reddit, that's the thing of, like, people go on and, because isn't medical debt one of the few debts that you can't wipe off? Like, you can't claim bankruptcy or whatever, so you just, I'm poor for the rest of my life. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but... Or maybe that's the student loans, maybe that, but then, like, aren't they looking at dropping those now for everybody as well? What is going on at the guild, Mikkel? You contacted HQ over in Le Mans, and they're currently analyzing the information. Considering how mysterious these guys are, I don't know how much we'll be able to find. They'll send collections agencies after you, and yeah, they could. Oh, see that? So here, pay $1 every goddamn month for the rest of your life for 1,000 generations to pay off your medical bill of saving your life, right? Yeah, like an ambulance ride. I've ridden a couple. $40. Now it's funny. It's funny because same as like in America, you do get an itemized bill of when you do go to the hospital of everything, of what they use and everything. But then, like, it doesn't say a bill. Like, it's just giving you what they did, right? There's no, like, and you owe at the bottom $100 billion. Yeah. And mind you, I feel bad even saying this with quickly popping in. Like, yeah, like, our ambulance ride could be $500 to $700 in America. There's a large majority of people who even think the $40 for an ambulance ride in Ontario, it should be free. I don't know why it's not free. Like my work insurance would cover it, but $40, that's just your basic. Doesn't matter what they do to you. If they got to use the patine, and get you alive, or if you're just there for a taxi ride, I don't know. It's $40. That's it. That's what it is. We did see them at the hospital. Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's right. Are we gonna go back there? Sure, probably. Yeah, and that's just to get to the hospital. Isn't that why, like, Americans use an Uber to get to the hospital? Gotta save those bucks regardless. You might get a cleaning fee from Uber to clean up all the blood, possibly, on the poor man's Uber car, but yeah, and I've said this before, like, so we had to pay out of pocket for a private room when my wife was pregnant with Logan, and that was our choice. You get for free just by being a citizen, semi-private, which means that you could be in the room with one other person. But we got extremely lucky. We got what's called the Victorian room. So you apply for this like months in advance, and if it happens to be available when you're there, you get pushed into it. So it's basically like a suite, like a hotel room inside the hospital with a big queen size bed, your own personal bathroom, giant TV, and it's like, I think it was like $200 a night, and we were there for 3 days. So that we had to pay extra for that. But had we decided to stay in the semi-private room, there would have been zero cost to us whatsoever. But that absolutely paid for itself, because we were there for so many days, because my wife had a C-section, so they have to stay a little longer. In the private rooms, or the semi-private rooms, sorry, there's nowhere for Dad to sleep, if I can point it out that way. So like the first night that we were there, I had to sleep on a chair, not getting the best sleep. But then once we got that suite room, I was able to actually sleep on a bed paid for itself in spades, just to have a proper night's sleep for once. Hospital bills start as soon as you hit the threshold of the damn door. You just gotta pay for the privilege of being there. So if there was an opening for the room in 9 months from now, would you be getting busy? Not that far in advance, no. Usually it's within 3 months of when you know and when you start making the plans of what hospital you're going to, what doctor you're using, like all that type of stuff. And then it's sort of like they give you a big pamphlet, you fill it out, and at the bottom it says, do you want a private room? And then it offers at the bottom, if available, do you want the private suite thing? And you click it, and they tell you, like, I remember they came into our room, like we'd spent one night in the semi-private. We got lucky though that there was nobody else in the room. And then the nurse came on in and goes, you guys signed up for that suite, right? We're like, yep. They're like, it's available. Do you still want it? And we're like, yeah. So yeah, that makes it much easier. And it made it much nicer too for when you're having everyone come visit, right? Like, you're not bothering other guests and you don't have a bunch of shit everywhere. Like, it's nice and private, essentially. Yeah, if you're going to go to the textbook childbirth, great. It's still going to cost you a lot. Never mind, you have complications, C-section, baby. Oh, God, I can't even imagine. I guess you hope that, like, you have good insurance, right? Well, if you happen to spot them, please give me a ring-a-dingy as soon as possible. See, this is what I love about my chat. We can talk about anything and everything. Nothing's off the table. It's great. I mean, is that even a possibility? For sure, isn't it? Like, it does exist, obviously, but like, so like, what type of job would you mean? Like, does having a job with the government equal good insurance, but maybe not great pay? What is it type of thing? Oh yeah, something happened at the Bracer Guild, all right. You still don't know why people have kids? Why is that? My little guy's great. I love him. But that's because I have a good job with a CEO who gives a shit. I hate that has to be 2 and 2 together, right? Like, why can't just... Like, if that's the way America chooses to do things, then why not just choose of, like... I know Obama tried to change that up a little bit, but even still, that was super expensive, I believe. But, like, why is that, like... we could save a few bucks here. What's the point of having kids? Is that what you mean? I don't know. I guess I could bounce back. What's the point of not having... I don't know. Like, it's... I love having the little guy run around and you know? It's... I can't like nail it. Like, we wanted to have kids. So... I don't know. I can't answer that beyond. I'm open to everybody's opinions on, like, if you don't want to have kids, all the power to you. I get that. Kids can be a pain in the ass sometimes. Absolutely. Do I hear stories of people who hate their kids or you know, can't stand? Absolutely. And I'm like, oh, like, that sucks. That maybe I don't know, like, but I love my little guy. He's great. Baker-Rooney. Hi, diddly-o, Nimbrino. Welcome on in. Yeah, exactly. Chelsea nailed it. It's important to some, but not so much to others. How else am I supposed to take all of my failed hopes and dreams and guide them on into a small little human being so that I can live through them? Right? Isn't that the way? Isn't that why you have kids? Come on, Logan, I'm a failed streamer. I can guide you to be the top Fortnite player ever, right? That's the way we have to go. I guess I can't say quickly that I don't know the answer to that. I don't think it's something that I even have, like, furrowing in my brain, to be honest. That's your opinion, though. The world isn't like. Do I agree? It's a fucked up evil world. Of course it is. It could be terrible on Pluto for all I know. I don't know, but for what I can argue, it could be worse, and it also could be better. But I think my take is, as a parent, is to make the best of the situation that one can do and guide them in the right direction. I think that's it. When Logan gets older, there will have to be a point where you're gonna have to explain to, like, every parent has to do this. You're gonna have to explain to that child that it's not all goddamn rainbows and flowers and shit, right? It's not. You have to explain to them that, like, there are mean people. There are terrible people in the world. There is also good parts of the world. And you have to just sort of make them aware that, like, it's not all flowers and rainbows. And I think that when they understand that, they can pass that on if they choose to. But they can have a good life regardless. Make the best of a situation. Sure there is. You kind of hope he wins. I mean, maybe is he an American, or is this like in India where he's trying to sue his parents? I can't speak for how that would work outside of maybe a Canadian or American law. If that was in America, I don't think he's going to win. I think the only way a child should be able to sue their parents is if they did not properly take care of them. I think that's something you can maybe argue about, later on. A little baby goes over to a law office, knocks on the door, they look down and go, "Hi, boo-boo, gabba, gabba, gabba." Oh, I get it, I understand. Yeah, come on with me, yeah. Well, unfortunately, a child can't make that decision of whether or not they want to be made or not, right? That's not something of their concern. Sounds like he just hates his parents. I'd agree with Wolf. He maybe is looking for a payday and doesn't like the way he lives, and maybe sees people on the internet having a good life. Sorry. Leave India then. I don't know. How's Baker doing? When isn't it always a fantastic conversation happening here? His parents got him Bumblebee when he wanted Optimus Prime. The worst! Oh, the worst. He throws Bumblebee across the goddamn room. What's wrong with you, Dad? I wanted Optimus Prime, you idiot! People were born into poverty in America. The greatest country in the world, as they would say. Do they have the same equal rights to sue their parents? No. Now, to add on to that conversation as a caveat or whatever, I would say, like, some proper planning should be due. Absolutely. I feel like you shouldn't, in America you can. But doesn't mean it won't get thrown out. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't mean you're not gonna win. You have the right to sue. That is such an American statement. That's not how it works everywhere, though. But anyways, I was gonna say, like, I feel like you should at least make an effort to be financially stable in some way to make it so, like, a child's life is not gonna be terrible. I don't know. I feel like my wife and I do the very best that we can to give our little guy the best life possible. Could it be better? Of course it could. Could it be worse? Of course it could. But, to see a smile on his face, and, he's got a warm place to live. He's got toys. He gets Coco Melon? You know, he's got a mom and dad and family who love him dearly. I think that he's hit the jackpot. And you keep that up, and to me, that's a win. Does everyone have that? No, that sucks. But I don't think it's something you can sue over. You can't take blood from a stone, I believe the saying is. You always have the most interesting subjects quickly. I mean, I'm with Chelsea. You can sue for anything in America. That's as far as I know. I can't go a day across Reddit where someone will say like, oh, you can go and sue them. You can't just do that in Canada. So I can only speak for those two things. I don't know how it works in India. I have no fucking idea if they're right to sue anybody that they want to. You can't do that in Canada. In America, sure. I don't know. You guys sue over everything. I don't like the way you looked at me. I'm gonna sue you. Sure, fine. Hopefully the judge will throw it out. It doesn't work that way everywhere. Right? Exactly. London, England. Don't forget about those two extras at the end. Having children is like living on this planet. Shit is shit and good. Some will have them and love them. Some will have them and hate them. Some will have them and not be able to afford them. And just because one of those fits in somewhere doesn't mean it applies to every single case. It's very... Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, my little guy can have a great life. Someone else next door can have a really terrible life. It's such a broad blanket statement that cannot apply to every single person. It's going to be an individual take from everywhere. That's the way it works. Oh, 152 saves, goddamn. 69 hours, though. It's like apples and pears. I thought it was apples and oranges. Oh Jesus! Did we? If that thing passed, I'm gonna be so mad. Short. Okay, so now I think we can go on into St. Ursula Medical College and then grab that. Finish that one up. $8 billion people. I think our planet could deal with 14 billion. To be honest. I was born when there was only hundreds of millions of people on this planet. No. The whole, even getting on into that stuff. Yeah, I'd love to have a streaming nook. I think that's everywhere. That it's not a shortage of homes. And going further into natural resource depletion, where we're realizing now as a whole, as humans, you know, maybe we're a little late to it. But we're now starting to fix those things of our planet's resources. We're starting to realize, like, hey, fossil fuel isn't the end all be all. So I thought, you know, if we're gonna start using renewable sources as being our main sources of power, I think we can recover a little bit of it. I mean, in my opinion, quickly, why stop at 14 billion? I think we could hit 1 trillion people. Why not? We could live in skies, just like in Star Wars. The porno, not the movie, right? Oh, we're talking about practical solutions, are we? I thought it was why people are having... No, we're all over the place now. We've vomited on that subject. And we're schooling around. Why would you want that? Because it's funny. I feel like there's a fine line here where you don't get where I'm joking here. Normalize houseboats, yes! Houseboats in the sky? We should all live on airships. Oh, could you imagine? Like Final Fantasy airships. Everyone's just sky houseboats. Yes! Oh, we've made a deal. I can't wait to get to that. That's the world I want to live in. Could you imagine trillions of houseboats floating around, running into each other, and then we live in the sea, live into the sea. Down there it's better, where it is wetter, under the sea. Yes. Oh, what a conversation we've started here, ladies and gentlemen. We're solving the world's crises. We only live on land, and I feel like we could fit 3, 4, 5 times the amount of people if we decided to live in the water, live in the sky, live on the moon. Quickly, I'm gonna say, it's always been fucking stupid. It's just where you gotta find that line of where did the stupidity start and where has it ended. Well, it's been oh god, another monster causing trouble. Oh god, haven't been the tourists be able to get anywhere. Oh wait, no, it's a runaway vehicle pursuit. Probably driven by a monster, of course. It's rude. Rude but true, quickly. Rude but true. Yes, that's already happening now. That's why I don't bother even buying a house. Save my money. I'll wait for the inevitable crash. Gourmet article cooperation. Yeah, that's okay. That's where we're working on. So now can we just go there now? I think we can. Sure. Have I seen the recent housing trend around your way? Oh wait, what's the trend, Stu? What's the trend? I mean, I know things are going up. Hey, don't forget, Canadian money is also monopoly money. Baker, is your money as colorful and weird as the Canadian money, or is yours investing in Mars homes? Yeah, what's wrong with having more people, right? Who doesn't love people? Give me the trillions of people. No, the problem with a lot of the stuff going on, and I can only speak for my area and my what's going on, is a lot of it is zoning problems. There's a ton of land that they can't build houses on, and the land that they can build houses on, instead of building smaller homes that's cheaper for people to live on, they decide to build McMansions for anybody and everybody. That's the problem. Can I redo a reverse Thanos snap? Like double the... Oh, yes, please. It's colorful, yes, orange, green, purple, and white. Wait, so how come Canadians only get dumped on about having monopoly money when it sounds like you have the exact same money that we have? Or maybe we have the exact same money as you have. I could have a house by now instead of having to stream from my son's room. I mean, I could. And now I don't even have I don't even have a streamer nook. I don't. Canada is not a real place. Oh, that's why. No, it's, I mean, due in part is like, I like having cheap rent. I've said this before, because I've been here so long, they can't jack up my rent any more than like 1.2% a year. Currently, if someone was to move on into this place right now, it'd be about $1,400. I pay $850. I don't mind streaming in my son's room. My son doesn't mind me streaming in this room. He thinks I'm hilarious. Much like you all do as well. Yeah, like I said, I would love to have a streaming nook. Could I afford a home now? No. I'm with the majority of people now who can't afford a home because the prices are too exorbitantly high. Money is cheap to borrow from. But that doesn't mean, like, to me, there's got to be a value, right? And when I look at, the realtor.ca or realtor.com, whatever the fuck it is you use, and I see a nice home, like, oh, that's okay. And then I look at, like, okay, it's not too much. I don't need a big giant home. I don't mind if it's a townhouse. And then I look at it and it's like, let's say $1,400 square feet, and they want $899,000 for that townhouse. That isn't worth $350,000. Just because the market says it's that worth doesn't mean it should be worth that much. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just sitting back going, okay, well, I'm not paying $900,000 for a townhome. I mean, the door isn't going to hit me on the way out. I'm still here. I mean, do you want me to get up and see if my door self-closes on me? I don't know. Yeah, the factor has never been the people. As Wolfslayer pointed out, I think there's a bajillion vacant homes that people are squatting on because they want to make it big and make a lot of money. Oh, it's like one of those Star Trek doors. So there's two midgets on either side that close it when they see people walking through. Is that it? I didn't know I have midgets in my walls. Fuck. Do you think they're still alive? The 3-day stew. The society is built on hidden little people. Oh, could you imagine if that was true? My own recommended dish is ready to go. I call it the 3-day stew. Want to give it a whirl? I'd love to. Gnomes, yeah. You want to get gnomed? Isn't that a thing? I'll just give it a moment. Fetch a serving for each of us. That's a lot of servings right there. It circles back to your comment about corporations and the ones who are shits, not the people working for them. And unfortunately, our society relies on those big corporations because they've literally cornered the market. Same thing is up here in Canada. I don't know, because it depends on the government in charge and all that crap, but what's starting to come out big is it's not people buying these homes, it's corporations who are buying these homes and then selling them again at a higher rate. So they'll scoop them up really quickly at even already an exorbitantly expensive price and then sell it again at even more money. Like, you can't have that. So like that's why like specifically our government is sort of looking at cutting down on foreign ownership, corporate ownership, stuff like that. But in the end, the government makes money from this, right? Like, the problem in Canada is our housing market is such a large portion of our GDP. Oh, it's just, they're worried that because if it crashes, that means like the fucking whole thing's gonna come down. So they're very worried. Yes, exactly, Stu. Like when Zillow bought a bunch of property, then realized, yeah, like because it worked for them and it worked for them early on, right? They were able to buy a home at $500,000 pretty quickly, and then sell it for $800K. And then they realized, like, this is more so happening in the States, but they were doing it here. Maybe not necessarily Zillow, but same type of thing, right? You know who shouldn't have kids? The ones who throw tantrums like the one when they don't get their way. Oh my God. Well, I guess, right? I don't know what to say. Yeah, Zillow had to sell all of the things that they bought recently, like, at a loss. Because the AI that bought them overpaid or something like that. I know. Play the game? I've been playing the game. I'm a streamer who's capable of doing 18 things at once, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. The important thing was I'm happy that I was able to finish this quest. I'm 69 hours in, so you're probably right. Yeah, right. And I'm only on like chapter 3 of like 8 chapters to go in this goddamn game. I thought there was 5 chapters. Just shoot me now. I made 30. Oh, God fucking damn it. Now, I will say, I haven't noticed that any of you complain, bitch, moan, or anything. I'm assuming that my audio settings have worked out well. Everything, I haven't seen anyone bitch and complain about it, or like you're too quiet, you're too loud, I can't hear the game. I all good. Just I guess I should. If no one complains, just you people would tell me. Fuck me. Press the next button, right? I think so. Ah, the 3-day stew justice. All right. Plenty of data. Let's give that report to the Crossbell news service. I think that's what it is. We're all good here, Famicom? We're gonna need some weed to be gone, though. I think. Because otherwise, you know, weeds keep coming back. But sometimes it's funny when the weeds come back. Oh my lord. Oh wait, no, I wanted to go to the Crossbell news service. I'm an idiot. FOM? That doesn't sound right. I think it's FAM and you're just joking with me here. Let's go to the Harbor District. I think that's where it is. We've had our fun. Have we had our fun? Have we had our cake and ate it too? I don't know about that. All right, so we got a bunch of new things. They're all short and happening. Let's go. Okay, let's return here. There we go. I hate it that I'm keeping on entering into the exit where it says, where the fuck is the entrance then? Okay. It reminded me of this spray room deodorizer I used to have on my desk at work at my first job. We slapped a label on it that said, "Bitch, be gone," and we'd spray it. I take it you've covered your 6 different spots. We did. We should get so many bonus dick points here. It's going to be great. Let's not become what we hate, I guess. I'll call Grace in your behalf. You're welcome to wait for her on the second. Can I just ask a question? Because I feel like, I swear this will be the last time I bring this up. Do you think they know that we all know? While being broad on the subject at the same time? I would like to think so. You gotta get past the fact that we've all had to go around the state. I am pooped. It was worth it. We got some good chow there. Absolutely. I'm with Baker, but you know what? It just adds a little bit, you know, it puts that little bit of extra grin to my face, right? Just that, it's like someone's just, the dentist keeps pulling and yanking. It's the Joker comes on in and goes, let me put a smile on that face, right? And just there we go. All right, so we went to 11 spots in total, got everyone their own little meal, everyone's happy dappy. Let's get on to those recommendations. Of course, Lloyd would love the chef's special omelet rice from the Ass Tree Inn. I found that he is a simple man, therefore a simple meal. I know, right? That's hilarious. Mine was 3-day stew from Le Lectier Inn at the St. Ursula Medical Hospital. Simmer it on in for 3 days straight. Good for your health. All right. I recommend the septic-colored sherbet from the ice cream stand in the entertainment district. Is it sherbet or sherbert? Sherbert, bert. I know, how lucky is she, right? Yeah. What was getting on me? I never knew what yeah was even from until you told me. I didn't know it was, I mean, I knew it was anime related. I just didn't know it was like, you know, like you were like, oh, like, how did you not know where yeah is from? Okay, I didn't know. I'll say, and that's all, folks. Well, that's Zhang Wei's specialty. Darn, now I feel like I'm going to get a plate myself. And then, of course, the Ample Sea Hot Pot from the Tangram Gates Mess Hall. Delectable. And even better when you enjoy it with friends. I'm sorry, I'm going to try that again. Kin'iro Mosaic? I want to watch it now to see what it's all about. Oh, like, so you didn't watch it before? I thought you'd seen it. And that's what, like, or you made the 2 and 2 together when I posted the Discord of it. You obviously need girl to be best, right? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the guide is going to be so much better with these. You have my thanks. The request is so much fun that it hardly felt like even a little bit of work. Yeah, there's many ayayas. I've just seen the origin of the emote. Right, yeah, that's where I'm working with here. Just the origins. And now comes the part where we each have to write up an introductory comment. Oh God. Thank God they just bypassed all of that. Wait, what is this? What are we all laughing at? What happened here? Yeah. What was getting on me? Yeah, what was wrong with that? I didn't find anything wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. Baker, I can't be the only one drinking, right? You're 8 hours ahead of me. 5. 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock in England. I can drink, okay? Even though I started drinking at 10:30. Still on the first drink though, so. I have an editor proofread this later, but it should be good for now. Gourmet guide is all finally coming together nicely. I've started in spirit. Appreciate that. Ghost Chelsea is drinking her spirits. Spirits of box wines. Maybe just a bottle to start with, okay? Just... Okay, well, look, it was either all over my pajamas or shirt to, well, now I gotta drink it again, so. There it is. Okay, thank you for making me spit my beer back into my cup out because I was laughing so hard. The dog goes, woof. Okay, thank God. Are we done with Grace? Because that was all a touching moment, of course, there. There we go. All right, now can we hand that back in now? Is that all said and done? Yeah, the dog one was his. Are we stealing people's things now? All right. What it's probably going to look like plan-wise here, because my vehicle is done, I'm going to finish these two... side quests, and then we'll probably call it a stream. Oh, you had... oh, no! The titling of that as well. Oh, God. I mean, I don't want to be known as... Oh, okay. Maybe, you know, like I should just shut up before I even get it out. Yeah. All right, what are we going to do first here? They're both short. We got a reckless vehicle on the Wasp Crossbell Highway, huh? And then we got a dangerous monster called the Golden Cricket. Oh, he's been sighted in the geofront. Where's Wolf Slayer when you need him? I need to get out there. Entrance to the D sector is located in the southwestern part of the downtown district. The miscellanea covering the entrance has been removed, so you can access it. Great. All right, I'm gonna go pee. Be right back. The dick. Hold on. The dick sector. All right, to the D sector we go. The Dick sector, as it's known. It is the southwestern part of the downtown district. That's where we're heading. So, downtown, you. Well, I touched the God, southwestern. That's got to be over here, right? Somewhere. Goddamn Metland kids. I think this is the entrance to the Geofront D sector where the wanted monster request came from. Door was sealed off for the longest time until now. If the downtown district is not connected to the orbital network, then why is there a Geofront entrance here? Well, that's a good question. I thought this district wasn't included in the city's redevelopment. Oh, are you kidding me? Your downtown isn't included in the whole rebuilding thing here? My God. They fabricated a demand and kept on building without any real plan. Of course, any government starts building without any goddamn plan. How else that's gonna work? Government exuberance. There we go. Well, let's get on down there and take out the monster. Sounds good. Level 70. Jesus Christ. I hope this is a nice little straightforward one. Again, not giving me a goddamn map. Why does the Geofront not give me a goddamn map? Huh? Why do you gotta be difficult around here? And why that damn fan? I touched it and now it's making noises. This place is huge. Yes, Randy, thank you for your fan. Yeah, God damn it. We saw something like this when we got out of the underneath Orcus Penis Tower. I get it there, but isn't this place kind of like, yeah, far from the tower? Yeah, it definitely is. Surprising to think that they built something like this underground. Wonder how much mirror the government wasted connecting the Orcus Penis Tower to the downtown district. I had heard that the D sector was mainly designed with the goal of housing orbital cars. But there's none here. Well, that's because cars are expensive and not everyone drives. As much parking space would be abundantly clear even with somewhere cars are far more common, like the Republic. I don't even get it. Even if there is parking garage under downtown, how many people do they expect to ever use it? Well, we could be here all day just trying to wrap our heads around whether or not the world has too many people, but let's just not bother and move on. Why do people own cars? I don't know. If they have children, and then they're eating up too many resources, and then we can't have a million people living here, right? Yeah. Thanks for bringing it full circle. Oh my God. Boom. Oh my God. Oh, okay. There we go, beating off on robots. Yeah, I mean, they aren't anyone else looking forward to the inevitable, future where we're gonna have robots jacking us off for free? Is that what iRobot it was all about in the end? Legit question, why drive on an Earth that's flat? You surely fall off in it. Oh, wait, Baker, are you one of them, what do you call it, flat earthers? Or are you a flat mooner? I heard you're a flat mooner, actually. Both? Okay, good. Because if not, there'd be trouble brewing, you know? It's one of those things. Hey, look, it's time for Ayayaya! I feel like Stu never answered the question of like what was going on down his area. Or maybe he did and I just like skimmed past it. And now I feel really bad that he answered the question. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I did miss it. I missed it. God damn it. They list the house and say they are not taking bids until a set date. Then the big realtors make an early bid and it's gone before. Oh. Is that what the government is trying to fight though currently? With they're trying to get rid of bidding. That's another thing that's upsetting. All right, closed. How dare you? Oh, switches. Hi. There's monsters over here. When I look at a map of the Earth, it's flat. I don't know what the debate is having to regard it. Horizon's flat as well. If the Earth was round, it had to be curved. Not wrong. Oh God, I don't really. I go and hit the wrong. Okay, well. All the time. Well, I thought yes. Oh yeah. So they're trying to get rid of blind bidding, but not bidding. Because if you got rid of bidding, then you just have to take the first offer or whatever, right? Although you're free to take whatever offer you want, right? That's irrelevant, regardless, I guess. This was bidding when close. Oh, okay. Eventually, I'll probably understand it, Stu. These things could all stop shooting me with a donkey drum. Look, I'm annoyed right there. There isn't nor a donkey nor a drum involved in any of that. Yeah, that sounds about right, Baker. It's all just a big plot by the Toast people in Russia. You know them, right? The trend is that they offer 1% over asking before bidding. Oh, 10%. I was just gonna say 1% doesn't sound too bad. I know you're not as old as I am, Stu, but I can remember, like, just like everything else, like unless it was something that you really truly wanted, housing was no different than anything else. It was just like, to buy a car, anything. You would never you never pay sticker price. Never. You always, like, houses were selling, everyone would throw out their, like, here's my listed price, and it would sell for usually, like, 10% less, right? Everyone would agree to it. Like, that was, like, maybe, what, 10 years ago? Maybe? Like, and now it's the opposite. It's the thought of, like, are they pricing them so low that, like, no, that's not it, because in my opinion, none of these houses are worth what they're shelling them out to be, but it is a little weird. Oh, what did I open? Clearly not this. Just like COVID, I ain't seen a COVID in my life, just another invention. Yeah, like, I know of one, of all the things with COVID, I know of one person personally who's had it. One. So the house near you was listed at $799 and sold for $880 before being listed officially. Weird. Must be a Chinese spy. Probably. Why is it that we've come down here and this has led to nothing but... Okay, great. If you guys are running away from me, I don't want anything to do with you either. I personally know 5 people who got it. Meaning you have to use the big realtors like Goffy to even have a chance. I feel like I just want to open everything, right? Just open every switch. I should actually stop joking because Twitch will probably ban me for not realizing. No. Don't worry, Baker. As long as you're not streaming Master Chef or some type of anime, you're fine, buddy. You're fine. They're not going to ban you. They got bigger things to worry about. I was talking about that earlier in my first stream of Halo when we finished that earlier this morning. I know a few people have poked and prodded on, like, the thought of, like, oh, surely these streamers can't be this stupid to think that they could get away with it. They gotta really figure out, like, if Twitch is gonna back themselves away from this and act like, oh, they can't control what everyone is doing on streams. I don't think they realize that, like, Like Fox. Everyone was watching, yeah, and avoid talking about the C word mentioned by Stu. You can't even eat a box of Ritz crackers or something, right? But, like, so everyone seems to think that, like, oh, like, the company Fox, which is throwing out the copyright strikes out now for everyone watching MasterChef, is going to go after Twitch. And someone pointed out on Twitter that, of course, they could go after Twitch. They probably will. But they'll also name the actual streamers in a separate lawsuit if they want to go that big. Because they were essentially playing something that they didn't have a license to. And Twitch will not be able to offer anything. And like, some of these fines are ridiculous. Like, there's upwards of fines of, like, 5,000... It's sort of like remember the music days of, like, when people were downloading music and they nailed the Napster guy and they nailed him with a giant lawsuit of, like, okay, so you're going to have to pay a fine for $1,000 for every single person that downloaded the song. It's the same way. These big streamers who are showing their show that they don't own the license to is going to have to pay for every user that watched it, like $1,000. You add that up for, like, Pokimane or Hassan or any of these guys who are streaming this big show to 80,000 people, don't realize, like, the trouble they truly could be in. You better hope that they just wash their hands of it and say, like, don't do it again, and that's the end of it. But, like you said, I don't have a problem that if someone wants to stream a movie, a TV show, or anything on their stream, but go through a proper protocol. Like maybe this leads to something like this. Maybe you go to Fox. Hey, I want to stream MasterChef season whatever to my audience of 40,000 people. Fox then goes, okay, here's the cost to stream it. And you pay an upfront fee, and you're allowed to license it. And everyone makes money. Like, it's not going to be such an exorbitant price that, like, a big streamer would probably say, oh, God, I'm not paying that. Like, it might be a lot of money, but they could probably still make a lot of money on top of it. I feel like there is, like, a workaround for it. Yeah, like watch parties, like, they don't work for every single... Like, they don't work in Canada. Like, if someone on Amazon Prime is doing a watch party, I don't have access to it because it's only licensed to America. But that's how licensing works, right? That's how it is. People don't get why it's bad. No one gives a flying fuck about the streamers getting bad. It's the enforcement's put in place when Twitch gets in legal trouble. It's like, yes, and that I've heard that that's the reason why Twitch has sort of chosen to not do anything, apparently. It's because that if they decided to start doing something about it, that then means that they know that something illegal is happening, and then they'd be in deep shit. So that's why they're ignoring it, and then wait for a DMCA to come in and then do something. Yeah, the same was happening with Twitch, and they have a license with the NFL. I know when Twitch had Tim the Tatman. He would do, like, Thursday night football. And, of course, like, I couldn't watch it because I'm a Canadian. But, again, it was a watch party where they licensed to Tim the Tatman to show on his stream and do a react to a football game. They all came to an agreement. That's how it's got to be done. You can't just throw up a fucking YouTube video and play MasterChef or anything like that and then think that nothing's going to happen to you. Do I think it's shitty that someone like Pokimane is only getting... like a 2-day ban? Yes. I'm not to say that she should be banned permanently. Maybe. But 2 days is nothing to these people. It's a small little vacation that should be a little bit probably longer than that. But that's I digress. I can't say anything more to that. I think that's the thing that needs to hit those people though, right? Is that you have to If Fox comes out or whoever it is, or Viacom comes out and sues the big streamers for literally millions, like literally millions of dollars, where it's gonna like, oh shit, we shouldn't have done that. That'll wake everybody up. I thought if you alter the video by adding your cam and doing commentary, then it's no. So that's the problem that a lot of people have A lot of people use the fair use argument, Stu, of saying that, oh, well, because I stop it every 5 seconds and I add my little commentary, or if I mirror it, or if I have a small thing that makes it okay, it doesn't. That was sort of, I believe Tom Scott, I believe that's his name. He's a British YouTuber. He does all sorts of different videos. He did a video on fair use, and he explains it extremely well as to sort of why that's not a thing that you can really do. But everyone thinks it's okay, right? Like, somewhere along the lines, everyone thought, like, hey, if I throw a camera in the corner and I stop the stream every 5 seconds to talk about how shitty Gordon Ramsay might be, that makes it okay to have it on my stream. It doesn't. It doesn't make any of that better or okay. You still don't own the license to do anything with that content. It's not yours. Though, I think what scares a lot of streamers, I believe it was Admiral Baru that brought it up. What's scary, I think, to them is technically streaming video games is a little bit of an issue. There is the agreement sort of with a few developers and studios that, hey, it's okay if you stream our game, but it works the exact same way as movies and TV shows. It's just that the games don't want to have the bad press. Now, I've always argued, and a lot of people hate the thing about this, Nintendo had the right strategy towards it. Nintendo wanted a cut of your streaming and your YouTube videos if you were going to stream their games. I had no problem with that. You signed up with them, they okayed you to stream Nintendo games, and then they wouldn't copyright strike you, but they took a portion, not a lot, I think it was about 30%, but in my opinion, that was the right way to do it. Everyone hated it because everyone else was giving away their content for free, right? They were allowing everyone to stream their own games for free. Nintendo was like, everyone was dumping on them, but that was the way to do it. Nothing wrong with it. And then now Nintendo changed their reasoning, but now they've also gone back to cutting people's videos out again. So I don't know. Do you tell me they won or lost? It's right. It's right. You're gonna get dumped on like Nintendo got dumped on with the marketing strategy. Exactly. Wait, where did we come from? We came from over here, right? When you stream a game, you are not letting your viewers play the game. You are not selling the viewer the exact. No, you're right, Stu. But it has been brought up, and there has been developers saying that they want their slice of the pie, like Nintendo did. And although I do agree with you, it's still the same way. Take a game, something like a Telltale game, if you're aware of that developer. They're very story-centric video games, and most of them are fairly short. You watch a streamer play a story-centric game for 3 hours, you've already gotten that experience. You didn't need to experience it yourself. You saw how it went. Would you argue that you now need to go out and buy that game? Maybe not. Does it work out on every game? No, of course not. There's obviously other games that, hey, I want to experience that myself. Of course I can watch anybody play a game, but this looks like something fun I want to do, right? There is that argument. I am lost as fuck here. Is shocking no one. Why is that locked? It's a complicated situation. I think it heavily depends on how the game functions and works. If I see the entire story of something, I'm less likely... Yeah, which hurt, like I said, that specific developer. It's unfortunate, but the problem, and I have to think that Twitch is sort of a little bit worried of that they've opened the floodgates. I think that had Twitch, instead of ignoring the whole React content and would have acted on it, I don't think anyone would have had a problem. Like, everyone went nuts, like, because Gordon Ramsay, if you're not aware, the whole meta started with everyone watching Master Chef, okay? Everyone who was anybody was just watching it as lazy content and doing react content when they weren't really reacting. That they were just throwing MasterChef on. And so, about a week or two later, yeah, a whole bunch of shit. So Gordon Ramsay went on Twitter and said, oh, I've noticed that people are watching my content on something called Twitch. Like, he doesn't know what it is, whether he's playing dumb or not, or whether that's even Gordon Ramsay actually tweeting, regardless, right? So that jumped everyone on, like a bunch of all the people who were already showing MasterChef were like, oh yeah, Twitch, why don't you come do a collaboration with me and XQC and we'll do a cooking show? Meanwhile, I can't feel like I'm the only one that's literally sitting there thinking like, if that is him, he's asking his legal team, what the fuck is Twitch? And what do they do? And then when someone bounced back and explained to him what Twitch was and what they're doing, and it affects his ad revenue, and people are watching the show for free, oh sure, make it look like you're a friend to everybody. You know that the second he sent that tweet out, the legal team of Fox and his production company were like, all right, that ends. Now this is money out of our pocket, right? These are people watching it without commercials, without watching it on TV, cable, whatever. That's what happened. That's the end of that shit. And now you hope that you didn't open the floodgates to everybody else doing that, going, well, hey, they got paid. Why aren't we getting paid? And good fucking luck. If someone like EA or Activision realize they can make a boatload of money for playing their games, they can bring out a fair use stuff right on the right. They can be. And I you know what? I'd throw EA and Activision. Of course, are they shitty? Maybe. But I throw it with Nintendo. It's their right to do so. I've always been like, I don't know how I approach this for someone like a small streamer for like myself. I guess we open those with the other things. But I'll say so. Like, I feel like, how do you take me, a small streamer? Like, I don't make money off of doing this, right? Like, so how do you take it to where someone like my size, like maybe you have to have a level. Like if you have over 1,000 viewers average, or if maybe you're a Twitch partner, I don't know how you word it. You must, it probably would easier that way on Twitch's side. If you're a Twitch partner, you have to buy a game with a streaming license. If you want to stream that game, that's how it works. Maybe it's $5 extra, who fucking cares what it is? But that's what you pay. And then if you're an affiliate or lower, you don't have to pay it because you don't make enough money for anyone to care about the 6 people watching you, right? That would be my opinion. Don't make it super expensive, but make it equal to everybody. Like, maybe $5 is a little on the cheap side because when you're dealing with the people like the XQCs of the world who have 80,000 people watching them, you know, they're going to want to get paid. I know in patent law, if you know that someone is breaking the patent and do nothing for 5 years, you lose the right to sue. Yeah, that's why Nintendo gets on all of these, the ROM sites. Because if they allow the ROMs to stay on that site and don't do anything, that's what happens. They get allowed to stay up and you can download all these ROMs and everything. So that's why Nintendo and all these other companies and movie companies and TV shows fight these websites that offer these stuff for free. Because if you don't do anything about it, you lose your right to do anything about it anyways. So yeah, they're the bad guy, but in reality, they're just doing what they want to do to protect their copyright, right? Like, when you get older, you start to realize, like, not all of this is fucking shit. It's just people trying to, you know, protect their IP that they worked hard for. Like, the older I get, the more I realize, like, they're not out to do all these shitty things. Yes, in copyright law, like, everyone hears about the Mickey Mouse situation with Disney. Mickey Mouse is, like, over 75 years old, which, isn't it, like, copyright law is, like, 75 years plus 28 years of the author or the artist that drew, and then that's it. But Disney has, like, renewed it 1,000 times, and Mickey Mouse should be in the open trademark or whatever, but, you know, I don't know. Yeah, they're the main protagonist of Earth in their mind. That's a good way to put it. I gotta shut my fan off. It's pissing me off. probably gotta tighten it down or riddling, or it comes down and falls on my head. Either or. Yeah, like I think what the bigger thing with the streamers are, with going back to that statement, is did they do this because they knew it was easy money, and that at worst they would get a little copyright strike that doesn't do anything to their channel, and at worst a 2-day ban apparently. So a 2-day vacation, you come back to probably double your viewership because everyone missed you for the 1 day. And you know, now it's, you know, you ended up making more money from it than losing. And I think that's what's opening up to a lot of people of like, these guys aren't losing money. You know, not only did they take money from us as the developer of the copyright or the IP or whatever, but they made more money afterwards and laughed in our face that they did so. Like, you got to be very careful. If I was someone like an XQC, a Pokimane, or whatever, like any of them, I'd be a little bit more worried and just thinking I got away with a little DMCA strike and a 2-day ban. I honestly would be a little concerned. I'd be speaking with my legal team and figuring out like how do we get ahead of this? You know, is there something we can do, because that's gonna blow up in their face. It absolutely is. And I am in a mess of a circle right now. And when it does blow up, everyone's gonna cry and moan about like, oh, I never knew. They're gonna play stupid and go, no, you can't act this stupid. You just can't. Corporations aren't to be celebrated, but I think general social perception has been curated by the majority has implemented the opinion that the public are the heroes and completely impenetrable to criticism or being in the wrong. You're going to owe the Trails publishers a ton of money. I sort of covered myself. I covered myself by saying there has to be that line of like, I'm a small streamer. You're not going to do squat to me. I'm for them, see, that's where like you're not going to argue with the little guy. I have no money for them to take, and they're not losing any money from me. But maybe with a partner, you might lose money, right? You might be losing a little bit of coin. So that's why it makes sense to go after the big guys, but then you scare off the little guy like me. I don't know. Okay, like I won't argue. I don't do my homework. A chest massage. I'm small enough to think that like no one will bother with me. I have never gotten a copyright strike on YouTube or on Twitch. Is that because I'm a small channel, or because they don't care, or I stream stuff that no one cares about? I don't know, but it's up for a debate, of course. But if let's see if Trails went along with a plan like I implemented. I'm an affiliate. Let's say I'm a partner. If I want to buy the game, it's $60. If I want to buy the game with a streaming license, it's $70. I'm paying that $70. I'm making sure that they're taken care of on that end. And then, of course, if the streamer does not pay that difference, they're open to copyright strike. They're open to litigation. I think that's the way to approach it. I think that's the way to do it. Kill the reaction meta to stop the smaller streamers who want to grow off. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I saw that all happening with Master Chef, I thought to myself, these guys aren't having anything happen to them. There's a show that I want. There's something like severely wrong with my controller. There's a TV show called Kenny vs. Spenny in Canada. It's an old show. It's not on anymore, but it's on YouTube because the developer of the show puts it on there. And I thought to myself, like, that would be a fun show to, like, react with to people. It's a funny show. Now, mind you, I'd have to do a lot of homework on that show because a lot of it would probably get me banned or suspended at least for pretty quickly. But there's a... You know, like, I thought to myself, like, what's the harm in doing it? And then this sort of came up. I'm like, okay, this isn't, Okay, my batteries just died. Ah! Did I put them in wrong? Always a possibility. All right, I don't know. That was weird. Okay, we're in a giant open area where a boss fight would be nice to open up. Okay, I feel like Wait, no, I've opened everything. I haven't closed any shutters. Oh, so that's where... Okay, that's where the guys were shot. Generally, reaction content for YouTube is very popular with Zoomers on Twitch. Did you just call me a Zoomer? Yes, yeah, and that's why I don't do it. Twitch to me, I know what... You can argue with people all day about what Twitch content is. You know, I still think it's a gaming website, and that's what my audience wants to see, is me gaming against people, or playing games. But I have seen people who just do that, and then they're like, you know, there's a I'd like to, you know, do that as well. I don't know. Market gets snuffed out for people legitimately wanting to grow. So the audience, yeah. So my audience base, I don't know if my audience would be interested in me watching a show, right? I don't know. We'll never get to that because it doesn't apply to me now anyways. So that's why I say that. Yes, you're right. Sorry, I misconstrued that. Yes. Can I get that guy to... See, if I don't use that, then we'll be golden. So it doesn't even matter. So let's use... Speed everybody up. How about that? Heaven forbid entertainers create their own content. I mean, I get why they do. Like, I get why they do it. It's easy. Like, you're literally, like, legitimately, I'm watching through Kenny vs. Spenny on YouTube on my own. The guy just put it all back out. Now he's doing through it on 4K content. Like, because it was an old show from the 90s and early 2000s. Maybe not that. Maybe early 2000s. Regardless. But it's like, oh, I could watch that with my audience and count it as content and make some money if I wanted to. Like, that's shitty. Yeah, the easiest part, the thing at the end though, yeah, safe will probably vanish. Well, one could argue it never was safe. They assumed it was safe because they saw what the repercussions were. It was 2 days, max. DMCA strike, 1. That's it. Okay. Lucky you, I guess. Some cold Genihana? Yeah, that'll work. Safe in the likelihood of it happening being extremely... See, I never understood these people who just think, like... When I look at my analytics on Twitch, it tells you if you have copyright strikes or any of that stuff. Do these people not realize, like, it would be for one show? Like, if you had Master Chef and you were binging a season with your chat, it's not for the entire season that you get one copyright strike. You could get a copyright strike from a single clip. So someone in your audience could clip. So not only are you going to get it from the you streaming the entire show, and then also multiple shows. So that's already multiple DMC violations. You are then going to get it again from your Twitch chat making clips because you made a funny comment. Like, 3 strikes, you're out. Good night. That's like 90 strikes and you're out. And then that's when everyone here was the next thing that everyone was bitching about that annoys me. Everyone went back to, like, remember, like, what was it, the music stuff? Everyone was going back to, they're like, oh, I guess I have to eliminate all of my video on demand content and all my clips because I might have music in the background. Hey, moron. Maybe if you didn't decide to have Spotify running in the background while you played a game for 8 hours because you're sick and tired of the in-game music, you might not have been hit with a fucking copyright strike. Like, it's not, like, I have no sympathy for these people in playing the dumb card because you can't be that fucking dumb. You can't be. You just can't be. You were just spitting in the law and thinking that that's a-okay. No, I'm fucking guilty of it too. God, does anyone remember my Sekiro stream? I fucking played Africa by Toto, for Christ's sakes. But mind you, I've already paid my price for that. I'm not a big streamer, but I got donkey slapped already with a copyright claim because they want the money from the 6 views that they're gonna get. But that's it. I've paid my price. That's what they decided to do. Fine and dandy. It's already gone from my Twitch because I'm not a partner, so that's not keeping all of my content. So what does it matter? I don't know. Maybe those are the things that they have to think about that they're not. I honestly don't know. Exactly, right? All that money just pissed away? How dare they? I mean, do I just murder this guy, right? Just get rid of him. Kenny, AI, boo. Are you wait? Is that a boo? Are you boo-ernsing me or not? I'm surprised he lives. It's a scary boo. Okay. How are you? How was the holidays? As we like to say. I suck, damn it. Alright, well, I walked into that one, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you burn to death, you stupid bugs. Just got better from the C word. Oh, we can't say the C word on Twitch anymore. Oh, you mean COVID? Oh, I thought you meant the other words, cunt. Oh wait, no, you can say that as well. Apparently you're not allowed to refer to Ritz crackers on streams anymore, apparently. I mean, not that particular brand of that particular object. I'm gonna get in trouble here if I'm not careful. Betty Crocker? Right? We can say her name, right? Is she around still? Was Betty Crocker even a real person? Or is she like Aunt Jemima? Wait, no, Aunt Jemima was a real person, right? I'm so confused. What does this guy hate? Oh, he hates fire. Shocking, he hates fire, eh? Oh, well, a little firebolt coming your way, sir. Damn. Okay, so Betty Crocker wasn't a real person, but Aunt Jemima, I think, was a real person. And now it's not even a real thing. Yes, real first black lady to be a millionaire. Really? Oh. Hold on. Well, that's the end of that. At least we didn't have to stumble around this entire area looking for things. Oh, and we got Ascend. Another craft book. Wazy and Tio are fit for this one. Mind if we give it a shot? Of course, go ahead. Let's see what we can do together. The Sigma Ascension. Wait, so are we done here? And just a nice door that says out. They got rid of her because people didn't know her history. Yeah, they get rid of a lot of people because they don't know their history. I mean, I'll take that, sure. It is sad. There's a lot of things that are sad. So did you actually have COVID, or I know like everywhere is different. Like here in Canada, unless you like are a healthcare worker, they don't even bother testing you now anymore. They just assume you have COVID if you're sick with a sniffle. I'm gonna get lost in the geofront. Don't even joke about that stuff. I mean, I should have just went to where it said out. I have no reason to be in here anymore. Okay, okay, we're not getting lost in the geofront. I'm not interested. The Megatron version of whatever it's called. Oh, Omicron? And now I've heard that there's even Omicron and Delta called Deltacron. Oh, god damn it! You want me to head back the way I came in? I don't remember where I came in from. Oh, god damn it. So Baker was right. I am going to get lost in the Geo front. Oh, okay. So maybe not, because stupidity. Santa treat you well? Loving all the new studies and stories coming out about things, but won't get into it here. Oh, please, Kenny, get into it. We've already vomited over every single subject known to man here. Quite literally, the subject you bring up could not be worse than what anybody else brings up around here. I guarantee you that. Futurama warned us about the Omicron Persei. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to remember what that saying was from. Oh, how come the horrible things work here but not there? Redonkulous. Now I gotta find some runaway car. What is the next variant? What's the next letter in the Greek alphabet? I know they skipped, like, N and everything, because, like, apparently the word that it's... Oh, God. That it stands for, it doesn't do very good things for China. It's called Cavodio. It's called Cavodio, these nuts in your... Walked into that one. Yeah, they're gonna get me every time, Ken. Every time. It's just it's an ongoing thing here. Just it's a big joke. Get Jordan to laugh it up, fuzzballs. I think Omega is the next one there. So have you heard the giant rumor in the end? Is Omega is the one that kills us all, because Omega is the final word in the Greek alphabet. So when we reach the Omega variant, that's the one that murders us all. It's actually pi. Oh, they probably won't use that one. Everyone's going to get the math variant. It's going to be terrible. They'll probably would use that one, Rho. That makes sense. They say that, but I've heard bits and pieces about both things. That Omicron is not as violent as Delta, but then apparently it is as worse to get for people who are I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Does anyone know where I need to go here? Bunch of parking lots and oh, you're what? You gonna run into the back of me there? Oh, that's okay, great. Well, we're done with quests. We're doing something about chasing a rundown car. I hear each variant is more contagious, but less likely to induce severe symptoms. Triply so vaccinated individuals. Yes. I can leave. Yes, I'd love to leave, actually. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know how to leave. Can someone guide me to how to leave? Wolf Slayer, you've worked well in the Geo front before. Up the stairs below me. You fucking below me. How about that? That's a dick joke right there. No, I don't know what you mean below me. Yes, sir. I'll get right on that. So how many pieces of coal did you get in your stocking there, Kenny? Like of the area I'm in right now? I'll tell you after I win this battle. I mean, it's nice of you to think that I'm going to win the battle. We did, of course, but... 102. Nice. You can sell that stuff and make coke. These stairs where it says out. These stairs where it says out. Oh wait, it says out. Embarrassing moments, of course. Ha ha! Kenny, it's been a while since we've seen you, but, you know, in all fairness, you've probably missed about 30 minutes of gameplay. All right, next quest before we end the stream. Runaway vehicle pursuit on the West Crossbell Highway. It's been causing trouble for buses and Imperial tourists. We need help dealing with it quickly. To that end, we are asking for your cooperation. Meet me in Bellegarde's Gate parking lot for additional details. Okay, that I can do. Little one is doing great. But we have too many people in this world apparently. I don't know why I had children. I said I'd leave that alone, but I can't. All right, who needs to be dealt with here? Parking lot. That's got to be you. Oh, are we gonna drive off in this thing? Yeah, there's not enough people on the world as well as there is in the world. Yeah, I guess. Randy in the SSS. Good morning, and thank you for coming. Where is this runaway vehicle? Neither can people leave it alone with their penises or vagines. Yes, that's right. People are bumping uglies everywhere. Thank you for all the hard work you put into the repair of the railway. Glad we were able to clean it on up. Several units are patrolling around the state today, but I'd be surprised if we caught wind of it. So we can fart downwind, apparently. Well, it's cool, you know, we all know fixing up the railway was top priority. I think it's fine to forget about that monster and focus on the task at hand. I suppose you're right. So about the request you submitted, we came to learn more about it. If you don't mind, could you explain the details to us? Well, there's been some recklessly driving their car on the West Crossbell Highway. So essentially, it's just a couple of drunks causing Bonerville service travelers a little bit of bus service problems. Okay, so let's put a stop to this. Left unchecked, this can be seen as a failure to maintain public erections in the eyes of the Empire. So, just another opportunity for an international incident to go the wayside. Causing boners across Crossbill. That's what they do. That's what they do. Because the car is often seen on the nearby highway, I thought it was only fitting that the Bellegarde unit help with the arrest. So, the car comes down West Crossbell Highway and then turns around near Bellegarde Gate. You'll stake out at the gate, and once it makes its approach, I want you to pursue it in the car, and then we'll alert the Metro Division and have them stand by at the city's west exit for a pincer attack. I come back at the weirdest time. You do. You've missed so much, and yet so little. It's time for a car chase. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. I hope this doesn't take long. I should probably really go pick up my vehicle. Places, everybody, places! Weirdest best of, right? I know. Yeah, apparently we gotta help out the mayor of Bonerville because there's a drunko driving around Bellegarde Gate. So, yeah. That. All these morons waiting for the bus. I gotta love the guy with the top hat, Lincoln. Oh, this one I have to make the right decisions or else I don't get max dick points. God! Well, I look forward to making the wrong decisions, of course. Everyone can laugh at that. It's rude is supposed to run along West Crossbell High. Oh, Kenny, look what I got to improve the ever-improving stream. I got me a boom stand. So we can get sensual with chat. I mean, we always got sensual, but I love it. I love it. Some would argue that it should just belong in my face like that, and I can just play the game, and then no one sees my face. But I got it all figured out to work, so it doesn't have to do that. So it's up to this wily band of misfits. I'm like twice as sensual now. Great. Twice as sensual. That'll work. Luckily, we got the mayor of Bonerville in the chat. It just makes the sensualness of everything work, right? I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm wishing I could backpedal now. Next stream is going to be an ASMR stream of Kenny versus Spenny. Maybe, yes. Put it all together. Just make sure you have the end pointed at you instead of straight down, depending on what knob it's set on. Oh yeah, it's proper. I gotta speak in like right there, not on the tippity, not on the tip, not on the back, not just the tip. Kenny's always looking out for me. The only thing I want to get now is like a cover for the mic. Look at this crazy. Oh, it's them kids. It's those wretched kids from Crossbell. A pop. Yes, yeah. It's yeah, a filter. Yeah. I miss being able to see it at the bottom. It allowed me to feel immersed since it perfectly captured my erection and I felt it was a physical part of the stream. Wait, we were catching those? Reggie Fils-Aimé from Nintendo? What happened to the pincer attack? Yes, yeah, I got there's a 2-pack I got of them. They're probably coming within a week because apparently they weren't Prime available. And it's tough to get, like, as popular as the Yeti microphone is, you have to watch that you don't just buy one for any normal microphone type of thing. You can make an Amazon wish list and link it here, and maybe someone could help you out for stream stuff. Oh, you guys are already helpful enough. I don't want to come off that needy. But then everyone would see, my Amazon wish list and would see the giant amount of dildos on there, and I feel like that's just not fitting for a stream. I liked him before, but because he was a suit, there was always that hesitation, right? And of course, because he worked with Nintendo. Like, I think the best executive in gaming right now is Phil Spencer. He's the head of Xbox right now. I could hang them from the ceiling behind you. See, I could, and I'd be with you on that, Kenny, but because I don't have my own streaming nook, I think having a few hanging dildos in my son's room would look a little weird. Just a little weird. Yeah, he's saying, like, I don't know if anyone saw that Xbox documentary, basically like from the start of Xbox to where they are currently. But he was brought in to sort of salvage it after their screw-ups, I guess. We're going to run right into them. Hit the emergency brakes or change course and dodge. I mean, I'm gonna go the way of dodging. If you can dodge a car, you can dodge a wrench. I have a 3060, Kenny. I picked up a brand new computer about probably a year ago now. We could have avoided them had we just... God damn it, so I chose the wrong one already? Worst ending ever. Alright, we gotta restart, rewind. Lloyd's gonna die now. You need to toggle on that. I already have it on. Kenny, it's called the... Hold on. It's a filter. Let me find it. It is the NVIDIA noise removal. Yeah, it's built. They built it into OBS now. What am I doing now? Reduce speed through the turn or trust Noel's driving. Oh my God. Chelsea, don't get mad at me here. Can we trust a woman's driving? Have I set myself up for this? Should I? I feel like I should have some trust, right? Never. Oh my. Oh no. Noelle has hit enough orphans to know what the car is capable of. I think so. I want to trust her, but my chat is making me think that we could just reduce the speed and get around there. I don't know. Trust her? All right, I'm going with you on this one, Chelsea. I hope you don't guide me in the wrong way. It's better to walk. All right, so you look like she did a good job there, but there's always room. Teal's right. Wouldn't it be dangerous to go any faster than this? A little drizzle like this is nothing to slow me down. Oh no, I have a weird feeling that this is gonna go terribly. It's a 0 out of 10. Inaccurate depiction of woman driving. I know you told me, but that might have been the right one. Oh, let's close the gap. What gap are we going for there? It was the right decision. Okay, 1 out of 2. Alright. Unfortunately, all we gotta do is keep this up, and the Metro Division's pincer attack at the west should go as planned. Wait! Something's wrong! What's going on with their car? Oh, what, are they hitting the nitrous? Roads. Where we're going, we don't need no... Oh my god, their brakes have failed. What's going on with them? Something must be wrong. What should we do? At this rate, they might even cause a serious accident. I've never... Now, look. I've never heard of bumping someone from behind to stop them. I've never heard of that ever in my life. But we're going to take this one to the top driver in chat right now. Chelsea, you got the last answer correct. So what would you do here? Would you bump them from behind, you know, a little grind session, or move in front of them to stop them? We have to trust the woman driver because she got the question right the last time, despite my better judgment. Move in front of them. Watch out, Bear is driving. Let's hope our bumper can work here. They're gonna drown now. Oh, fuck. I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision. They died. Their bodies just floated up to the top. Oh, man. Kenny, do you know much about audio? I think you do, right? You had that whole giant setup in your basement or in your well where you kept telling people to put lotion on their skin. I feel like I'm trying. I understand. I understand ducking. I got the noise compressor thing on. I feel like I've done everything in my power that I know of my brain of following from YouTube videos. If you bump from behind, you punt them off the cliff. This game makes no sense. Wait, that's what happens? So then they really die? I thought if you bump things from behind, something else happens. If you bump them from behind, you make a baby. Our car did not sustain any damage. It's built like a tank. A little water never hurt anyone, so they should count their blessings. Too bad they're going to jail. Wait, that's the end of all that? This is why anime is dumb. Wait, so that was legitimately someone looked that up? So they go, wait, is there even a cliff here? Do they legitimately die? We could have murdered people? God damn it. Well, back to jail you guys go. Oh, achoo, Reggie, achoo. Good job, everyone. Case closed. We can finish the game. Cliff Senpai. Ayayaya. Ayayaya. There we go. I love ayaya has become physics, please. Oh, sorry. I don't know physics. I never was really good at science. I didn't know how to make meth like Walter White did, so yeah. Well, it's one less concern for the CGF to worry about. I'm also in debt to the SSSSSSSS again, so let's not even worry about that. Do you think it would be wrong of me to put, you know, if I did put my Amazon wish list on, if I started adding some underwears of my choosing, right? We could have the tighty whities, we could have the boxer briefs, we could have the boxers on there, and then I could wear them on top of my head like a hat. No, we won't do that. Just ideas throwing there. If science is so right and so good, then why wasn't there a science 2? I do not know. Wait, how did we get the car out? I don't see no crane here. Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's actually, we've doubled down on the stupidity since you left the last time. Yeah. The only thing that you can think of, is you need some sound-absorbing foam pads for my room, the ceiling, and a few in front of me to keep the sound from bouncing off the walls. Maybe a thinner piece of carpet under piece of my feet, if not really thick. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a lot of money to fix this car. No way Yuri had to pull the strings with the Vern company to get the latest model, too. Yeah, like I said, small little things, Kenny. I'll put the little pop filter that might stop that a little bit. The foam padding, maybe we can figure out. There's some cheap stuff on Amazon we can get. Yeah, I found like the NVIDIA thing, I have it at about 50%. I know they improved every once in a while. If it's too high, then you don't hear like the desk slaps or the ha-ha, you know, the giant things that we do here type of thing at times. So I found it's a happy medium. I'm amazed at the NVIDIA AI thing with it. I held up a vacuum up to this thing. You couldn't hear it at all. You're foreigners? Wait, do they have like some what do you call that? Are they special dignitaries or something where like the immunity, diplomatic immunity because they're foreigners? Well, thank God for that, Kenny. I'm always improving the stream. That's what we do for all 6 of you. That's what we do. I thought Batman invented the Corona. No? You know, he's sitting there with you know, Alfred brought him over some soup and shit hit the fan. It's making me sick, but they're not entirely wrong to be confident. So yeah, they're just like, oh, Ellie, why don't we just push him back into the water and have a good old chuckle fest about this, right? Read the Crossbell Times more often. State laws have been going through a lot of changes since Mayor Croix was elected, and just the other day, a major part of the law was amended. Penalties for criminal acts perpetrated by foreigners have been strengthened. What was that? Can I buy a vowel, Pat? A month? Oh no. So they're just going to drive around without any licenses, I guess. You tried to use it with my card, but it's a 1080 Ti and didn't work out too well. But I have an XLR microphone, and NVIDIA works better with USB mics and headset. Oh, I never knew that. See, I tried it with a 960, but that was when it was still in beta form, and you couldn't even really run it with the 960. I had to go through like a couple of hoops to get it to work, Kenny, but I know with the newer cards, I don't know if it started with the 10 or maybe it was the 20 series, but with the 20 series and 30 series, same with for streaming, they have set aside parts of the GPU that are set aside to use with audio and video settings that don't get screwed up with the games. So maybe that was just part of it. I don't know. What grounds do we have to suspend your license? A piss-ant autonomous state. What right do you have to judge me? I feel like just push him back in the water and we're all fine. Baker, thank you for using the word savior with a U. I appreciate that. You spelt it correctly, not like those crazy Americans do. They just think everything just needs an O and call it a day type of thing. Boom! There we go. Just get a dab in there, and oh, now they're telling Reggie to shut it. My 360 will work better than 20 series and older, so grats! I need a new computer later this year myself. Yeah, I got lucky and was able to pick one up because that was the only way to get a new graphics card. So New PC. Do you know what exactly this feels like? All the victims you terrified with your reckless driving? Did you ever think about that? Kate's mad at you. The wrath of a woman is gonna come on you. Like stink on a monkey. She might even drive over you. Apparently women can drive better than I thought so, but I don't know. I haven't actually seen them. Those damn liberals want to take our flag away and make it rainbow colored. Goddamn godsends. They do, apparently. I mean, I feel like the American flag would look a little bit better if it had the Union Jack instead of the stars. Just put that with a bunch of instead of the star, yeah, sure. I don't know. And these are the innocent bystanders who become victims of those accidents and crimes too, right? Blasphemy flag's perfect. Oh, it's not. Wait, is that like the typical American, the K Kona? Sure, better D. Liberals almost inject us with 5G. How dare they improve our lives? Don't forget about taking away your guns. Anyways, you keep doing it. No regard for the physical or mental well-being of anyone around you. High bloods, you're noble, you make me sick. No shame given. What's a robot? Is it like a rabbit robot? Uh-oh. Take him away, toys. Turning the freaking frog skin. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you better listen to her. Are you getting into that fancy blue car or just into the police car? Okay. Well, thank goodness for that. Yeah, get your asses in there, boys. It's gonna turn into the bang bus for police. I've never seen Kate so animated, but at least we took care of that for him. That was a lot of fun. I made one wrong choice, and then I diverted my answers to chat, who took care of it. When Trump was in charge, we would have invented Corona, and it'd be the greatest virus in the world. I took what you said to heart too, Officer Kate. So let's continue our best to protect Crossbell, shall we? Well, of course we will. Well, I'll be off then. Make Rona great again. Oh, that's a great saying, isn't it? Well, your orbital car is going to be towed out and dropped at the impound. Giving you a hand? Wait, what? No. Don't. Wait, by hand? Did Randy just go into the water and lift up the car all by himself? I think so. That's complete. And that's going to end the stream, folks. I got to go pick up my car. I promise you, it's not in any water. I promise you. But that's going to do it. Because if I wait any longer, they'll probably close and I won't be able to get my car back anyways. So, as Kenny Omega says, we thank you all for tuning on in. I know it wasn't as long as possible. 3 hours close and finishing Halo earlier today was fitting. Tomorrow will be more streams, of course, all week. And I'll let you guys know for Monster Hunter. Either on the Discord, I'll hit you up. So we'll bounce on into that. Thank you guys. As always, we're going to bounce out. Kenny Omega says, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye and good night. Bye. Woo!